Good evening, everybody. We're starting up a new campaign in EU5 tonight. And this time we're going to play as Upper Bavaria. And I thought this might be an interesting game. Our cousin of Lower Bavaria is actually the Emperor of the HRE. So long-term goal will be to capture Lower Bavaria and put ourselves into the place of the Emperor. Now this may be a bit tough because as it stands, the Emperor itself, he is of fine health at the age of 55, but our ruler is plagued by leprosy at 31. I believe it's a 25% chance per year that he will pass on. So we're going to see how this goes. Hopefully we'll be able to ensure like a lineage, push that forward. And I think, we're going to have to look into, of course, how do we deal with the HRE as in taking over Lower Bavaria. It'll be different if it's a small province in the HRE compared to, of course, the Emperor's lands. That's the Emperor of the HRE. So we'll see how it goes, right? But I thought it could be an interesting concept. Hey, Akshat, welcome in. Pipe sleep. Yeah, I should be sleeping, but there you go, right? Can't sleep, might as well stream. You're gonna be lurking. Oh no, you got a sick upset stomach. Sorry to hear that. But yeah, you're welcome to lurk. Just chill out, and hopefully I can lull you into sleep to get a bit of rest. I'm doing well though, thank you. It's been a while since I had a chance to stream. I've been really busy, but I thought I'd take the chance. And I think this could be an interesting scenario to play through as Lower Bavaria. Not holy, not Roman, surely not even as an empire. Well, you see, the thing is, our cousin, as I mentioned it in the intro, he's actually the emperor of Upper Bavaria. We are Lower Bavaria. He is Upper. And this chap is the emperor of the Holy Roman Empire. So we're kind of at the very edge of the empire. We're part of it, but I'm hoping I'll be able to take over Upper Bavaria eventually. And he's doing well, but this is us, the Duke Heinrich the 14th, and he's looking rather sickly, isn't he? Reason is he has leprosy, which I saw somewhere when I was looking at me earlier. So we'll see how if he'll survive or not, right? So life expectancy is -20 until the death. So I don't know how he's gonna do, but we do have one very young child, which doesn't have very good stats. But I'm hoping we can turn this around eventually. Should give him administration education. That's usually the most valuable in the beginning. Yeah, but I thought it would be interesting little place. I actually thought at first maybe we should play like as Vlad the Impaler or like Dracula. But that would be playing either in Hungary or Wallachia. And I've just finished or played through to I think the 1700s with the Byzantine Empire. So that's a bit too close to that. I wanted to do something slightly different, which brought us here, of course. But nothing for it. Let's have a look at it, see what we can do here. Let's get the basic things set up. Have a look through these kind of reforms or events that are popping up to begin with, and kind of take it from there. So we have couple of reforms we could do. Usually I try to increase the crown power if I can. So let's see which options are given to us. Right, autocracy is pretty good. And that moves us towards aristocracy. And I think that's actually, yeah, we're at 60 towards that. So let's grab that. It's now 10%. And what next? Hello, Zania. Welcome in. Glad to see you. That's all right. We're playing Upper Bavaria, or rather Lower Bavaria. Upper Bavaria is our cousin, and he's the emperor of the HRE. Now, I know this isn't Crusader Kings, but we're gonna try somehow to take his place. Let's see how that goes. Now, I don't think I'll be having many subjects. We'll probably try to capture land more so. But it does push us towards the traditional economy, which is pretty good. And nobility will be happy. And we're going to need them in support, of course, as we move forward. So let's go for feudal nobility. All right, what else? Oh yes, I did place a couple of council members before starting. Just did a little kind of groundwork so we can hit the ground running, as you do. So the thing is, I'm not entirely sure what I want to do this early on. But let's see what options we get. Stabilizing is usually good. We kind of need that. So let's go for this. Maybe we want to keep the legitimacy going as well. So in that case, we could do this. Right, so is it nice to start with a country that doesn't start with negative? That's something I kind of gotten used to at this point. So I think I'll probably have a look at the RGOs to begin with. It's really strange coming back from this after playing House of Iron so much lately. So it needs a kind of different mindset. You gotta kind of tune yourself into. Alright, so lumber is usually a good idea if it is within our region. It is not. But the reason you might want to go for lumber early on, and particularly food. Food increases population growth, make people well fed, and lumber decreases the price of buildings. You know, if you have plenty of that in market. So that might be a good idea, actually. See, here, open audio builder. That's the way. Bit of this and study grain. Okay, we'll give it a couple of months or so. And then we should be able to add that one as well. So it's not always the case that you want to just look at like which RDOs can give me the highest income, which in this case will be fruit, right? But you also want to look at what are you producing and what's going to help the people in the nation as well. And then you can look at the market to see what's in demand. Okay, so I do actually have a nice surplus of lumber, but I'm fine with that. Adding a bit more into that, and you can see here the greatest deficit is actually in the fruit. So it might be worth actually investing in the fruit then. You can see we're going to get 0.22 ducats per month. This is the main income, 1.6 is, but this is what we take, you know, due to our control of the market. Our share, basically. This is going to cost us about 50.2 as well. I think we just speed up a little bit here in the beginning. It's not that much going on in the early days. So have you guys had any interesting games in House of Iron 4 or EU5 lately? That's the 100 Years' War between France and England. We have nothing to do with that, so I'm not gonna worry. I'll leave that to do its thing. Alright, here we go. A bit of fruit. No, I actually think I kind of prefer the 2D map to the 3D, particularly when you're in a region like the HRE. There's just so many little provinces. You see, it becomes a little bit harder to like see the borders, what belongs to whom, etc. Whereas on the 2D map, it's very clear to see. Our cousin doing his thing. There's the Catholic Church as well. That's going to play a big part for us. We're very religious in these parts. Now we could try to improve relations, though they are pretty good with both. I think for the main parts, when we're looking at the strategy of it, I'm thinking about Bohemia and Austria are important. Because they are so much larger than us, and we want to keep them on our side. So let's send a diplomat over to Bohemia to begin with. Now actually, when I started this game, I was thinking about actually doing Bohemia as well. They have some really interesting country-specific actions you could do and events. But Lower Bavaria has a fair share as well. And I thought like the combination of like Upper and Lower Bavaria and the play with the HRE might be interesting to play through and see how that comes out. Whereas Bohemia is more of a individual state, if you will. Alright, let's actually do a bit more of that. Let's we'll send another diplomat down to Austria as well. The smallpox in herding. That look like is that the capital? We have very few zones. Oh, okay, the capital is probably Landshut. Or is it Freising? No, it is Erding. Okay. Well, that's great. Smallpox in the capital doesn't help us much in the beginning. But it's a very small capital at these early days. So I think it might just be okay. Alright, so the fruit farm has been improved. Check out the disease here. Yeah, a bit of smallpox. I mean, we don't have any hospitals or anything this early on, of course, so we just kind of have to take it on the chin for now. And just hope we don't lose too much. Let's see, rivals. Oh, we want to pick something close, but not something that will just kind of eat us alive. I feel like Austria here and Bohemia. I mean, we could pick one of them, but before doing that, I would like to be allied with the other one, right? So maybe Austria. These to the south here, like the, what's it, Aquileia, Verona and Milan. it's going to be very hard to even get to them. So it's a question if it's really worth it. Yeah, so I'm trying to pick a rival, by the way. Now, this nation, though. If we're looking into expansion, so I think like Palatine might be good. It just makes it easier to capture the lands if we do. And we could also pick maybe Salzburg to the south. Right, so we're surrounded by rivals on both sides. Mind you, I think they're both in the HRE. They are. But as far as you're kind of a bit careful with that, as I'm also part of the HRE, it's usually okay to annex something. You just have to be very careful. It's like a whole province, and also that you don't create too much antagonism within the HRE, because if you do, they all come after you and pretty much wipe you out, and that's it. Let me check something real quick. Let's see. Okay, that looks fine. And I also need to double check this here. Yeah, so I'll start a double streaming on YouTube now as well with Twitch. So I'm just kind of making sure everything's working okay on both sides while I'm getting used to this. So bear with me, I'm just going to quickly check the live feeds. Beautiful, okay. Yeah, so that seems to be up and running on both sides, which is what we want to see, of course. Okay, so let's get back to the game. I don't suppose I could turn off the 3D map without restarting. I mean, it's nice to look at. It's just a bit... it's like looking at a puzzle game. Or like a giant puzzle when you're in the HRE. With all these kind of different regions intermingling. And I do find it a little bit harder to make heads or tails of what's going on. Like the specifics with this map mode. It's looking pretty good. I think we'll say up to another 50 ducat, and maybe we'll do a little bit more either building or a RGO. Now, if we can try the curry favor as well, this might actually get us a bit of gold. So I'm going to pick a large nation like Bohemia. Alright, now seeing as we actually have somebody working on the legitimacy of Lower Bavaria, we don't need to be spending as much at the court, so any kind of ducat we say this early on in particular is going to be useful. So you can squeeze out a little bit more tax here. Maybe the... it's not worth pushing the burgers. We're only getting very little from them anyways. So let's automate them, and we'll keep closer eye on the nobility. Clergy, of course, at this time isn't giving us any tax. And that's because of estate enrichment, by the looks of it. And that's probably going to be like an estate... a law giving to them. Let's see. Auxilium et consilium. That's a size. That's fortification. Others nobility. I should be looking at the clergy. The force of religious unity. Conversion speed. That's fine. Literacy. I mean, it might seem to be then that the church is also hostile, that we need to build more establishment for them. Then build like a bit more gold before we actually can get something out of them. Try it actually. I think I may be able to turn it off here. Yeah, you need to restart, disable the terrain. But something as well. Let's see. Where was it? Flat map mode. I think it's this one. There we go. Okay. So this way I could just switch between the two when I need to without actually reloading. So this might be better for me. But you see what I mean, right? It's much easier to make, you know, clear distinction between the different countries and regions when you have this map mode. Alright, join the Musaka independence movement. So we look at what? Musaka, which is where? That's a very split. You see, they're all kind of around the Black Sea and Croatia. It's too far from me. I don't think it's worth actually getting entangled into that. So we should probably just leave that. It's nice to get the option thing. You invite me to join, but it's not going to be my thing. So Erding is not devastated. Can probably put somebody towards that. So let's move this member of the clergy, Burkhard Schlick, and we will make him, let's see, recovery effort in Erding. That's after the plague in the capital, so he's just going around passing out bread, helping the families, consoling them, and all that stuff, right? So we have some more diplomats, I might as well. It's interesting that this will show up here. Now, we could try an alliance with one of these, but I think you need 150 in general. Okay, so he's fixed that up. It doesn't take too long at all when you have this situation. Our Austria is pretty good. They're nicely split around this area as well. So maybe... So they're not going to accept at this point. They desire land. That's bad for us. How about Bohemia? They're not even an option. Let's see. How about Tyrol? That looks better. I really like this. Like, if you take this game and compare it to Oslo 4, per se, there's so many things you can hover over to get a bit more details, and that makes a huge difference when you're playing the game. So here I can see, like, the number of men, for example. I was looking at the army, their population, so that's the pop here. So they'll be hit by the plague as well. We did see earlier that we had the plague moving west. They can, yeah, that's their levy here. So this way we slowly kind of strengthen our situation. I think Austria is going to be a problem though. Because they not require, but they want some of the land here in Lower Bavaria. And I think they're much more powerful. We are no match, and it covers our land as well. So, Scherding and Ried. So 23,000, I think. Let's see, what can we get? 6,000. I mean, that's respectable, but nothing compared to 23,000, of course. But maybe if we can get a few allies to round about us, we could turn this to our favor. Mind you, we are in the HRE. They are not. So I do believe they actually attack us unless they have an extremely strong claim. Odds are the HRE will come and help us out. Let's check the market and see what's needed. Wheat's in pretty high demand. So let's increase the wheat production. And next we're going to look at, yeah, it makes sense since there's no fish, right? We're far inland. We could do sturdy green as well. Let's see, for that we need another 50. Alright, so we need to find something good for our cabinet member to do. How's the control looking? Also check the different, see if there's any different culture, something that we need to deal with. It seems to be very monogamous, which is good for us. Not homogeneous, not, yeah, slightly different word. Yeah, but like the culture and the religious beliefs are very similar in the region. So we don't need to be converting or worrying about cultural kind of clashes and such. So let's do this, increase process control in Sham. That'll give us a bit more taxation. Human relations. So we can't have that alliance, apparently. Yeah, 5.81. So we might have to break that off. Wait, so we... Oh, I see. So we were actually in alliance with Bohemia to begin with. I was not expecting that. Alright, so we'll have to break that off then. Hey, Desario. Hi, Vox. How have you been? Finally caught one of your streams. Yeah, it's a late night one for me. Which is probably evening for you, I would imagine. Oh, yeah. But nice to see you. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen you as well. Are you up to your old shenanigans? How goes the development of the monkeys and apes you had going there? So this game, Lasagna, are wondering what sort of game it is or what I'm actually doing within the game. It's 10 p.m, yes. I'm a bit of a night owl with... well, my sleeping schedule is just horrific. So I will stream at just about any time of the 24-hour clock. So for me, this is the middle of the night. I am in Europe. Won't say where, but it's late. So if you can't sleep, what better to do than to go stream, right? You stream when I'm asleep. Yeah, I think generally, right? Though I've just been super busy for the last week and a half or so, particularly last week. So I think my last stream was like 6 days ago, something crazy like that. It's just been mad on my side. Like a lot of work and stuff. You've been playing The Little Witch in the Woods so far. Ah, okay. And you went back to Valheim in preparation for September as well. You know, I think I may have seen... I've seen somebody play the Little Witch. It's like super cute, isn't it? Valheim's classic, right? Are they doing like a DLC or something? So let's say, I'm kind of waiting for a follow-up on that one. But in case, you know, if you're not familiar with the game at all, this is Europa Universalis V. It's a empire-growing kind of sandbox sort of game. So you basically take on a duchy or a country or something like that. You try to survive. You have the economy. You have, you know, the population you have to deal with. You have events popping up. You have warfare. You have a little bit of everything, right? And it's built through like a historical context with some randomization in there. And in the current game, I'm playing Upper Bavaria. Or Lower Bavaria, I can't remember which one. Yeah, Lower Bavaria. This is our current ruler. Extremely sickly looking. He has a touch of the leprosy. So I don't think he's going to be lasting much longer. Our cousin, however, in Upper Bavaria, is the king of or the emperor of the Holy Roman Empire, which is an empire which basically has dozens of small countries and provinces as part of it. Extremely powerful. So my hope is to eventually be able to take over it, take the place of my cousin, and take over command of the HRE. We're gonna see how that goes, right? And there's actually a way to see the dynasty. Yeah, I can see he's right there. That's the current emperor. He does have a lot of offspring, so taking them out isn't really an option. So we'll have to contend for it, either diplomatic means or outright warfare. And on the other side, we have us down here. So the family trees are a little bit confusing because it's not fully connected, but let's see. Yeah, it goes here, right? So this is our ancestor. So it's my father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather. That's how we are connected. So we have some claims on the throne, but it's going to be tough. Well, a little more, you'll take territories one by one. That's kind of my hope. It's going to be tough, though. The thing is, right, the Holy Roman Empire back in those days was quite interesting. Looks like your last year's model. Yeah, ignore the blacklist, right? That's just Nightbot. I did see a message, though, which was kind of cool. It's like a last year's model. Well, it's a model that's not going to last very long, though, because we have leprosy, quite literally. I was looking at him earlier. I can't remember where I saw it, but it said he has leprosy. I know, right? It's not looking good. I mean, look at him. Like when I was selecting the empire to play, I was looking at the different leaders and such, and this guy looked, oh, wow, he looks really great, doesn't he? I was like, do I really want to play them? And then it turns out, of course, they have they're sickly. And like I said, leprosy is somewhere I can't remember where I saw it. So yeah, great days, good fun. Yeah, so what's happening with Valheim? Is there like a DLC coming out or something? That game looked really cool, actually. I was thinking about picking it up. It was that one or... what's that vampire one? The Uprising? I know it's like different, right? Valheim is like this Viking sort of game, survival one. But, the Uprising has that as well to some elements. I mean, you are trying to survive, you're crafting, you're building, and all kinds of stuff, right? And you're gathering resources. So there's some elements of likeness between the two. Time for Parliament. Let's see. Oh, I hate it at sea in Valheim. Monsters chase me like a stalker, then kills me. Good times, right? But this September it will be fully released. Oh, I thought it was fully released. Finally 1.0. So it's been an early release for... must be 2 or 3 years now, right? It's been a while. Okay, so what do we want to do here? These are basically the chances of it going through Congress. We can influence it by, currying favors, giving people a bit of this and a bit of that, which will often weaken my case or position within the government. So it's a bit of a give and take, right? Let's see, and gain Earl's College, mobility. It's not too bad. And then we have this. I like this. Because I think we're going to have to be a bit for warmongering to pull this off. Alright, so this will, if the debate passes, we get the feudal level obligation for 10 years. So more cavalry power. Yeah, let's go for this. So we're going to institute feudal levies, and we'll try to increase also this going through, because there is a backlash if it fails. Let's see. Yep, it's been like 5 years, I think. Oh, I like playing those games. Yeah, you must like it if you've been playing for 5 years, right? Like the Forest and other things as well. This game reminds me of Civilization. Yeah, this game is a bit like that. It's just a lot more complex. I think I've played Civ from like Civ 4 or 5, and I have the latest one. But since this came out, I haven't touched Civ. It's a very different experience. Here you actually feel you're building a whole empire and everything around it. Whereas Civ is a bit more board gamey, if that makes sense. But it's really fun as well. It's just different, right? But you have all kinds of things to consider, like, what kind of terrain you have, what sort of resource you're producing within each region, and, how much you're producing of something depends on the terrain as well. So it gets very complex. It's one of those games you just gotta play it, and then you start figuring things out as you go, right? Watch a few tutorials, and before you know it, it starts making more sense. I think I'm pushing around 300 plus or 350 plus hours in this one. And I think Civ, that's sub 100 for the latest game, right? Civ 7. Really enjoyed that to begin with, though. They've made some big changes to that as well. They've kind of went back on some of the changes that people were unhappy with. Because they usually have this kind of situation where you, each time you get a new age, you change the civilization. And it just felt really strange, right? And each Civ would give you some bonuses, some unique units. It's an interesting idea. And I thought it was really fun for a while. And so each age you go through... I mean, I don't know if you played it right. So maybe I'm, preaching to the choir on that one. But a lot of people are unhappy with that. And it was almost like a set of mini games within each game instead of like a huge game where you're kind of building an empire and you can win early. But in the latest Civ, you had to get to the last stage and then go for these victory conditions. So it felt more game boardy-like rather than empire-wise, right? Here you go. Yeah, here you got to do more politics accurately. Yeah, very true. All right, so let's see. We can do some of these things here to increase the odds, right? So we're at 66%, and it's fine. It's fairly decent odds, but we could easily push it up possibly. Yeah, we could do this. Because support spiritualist ideas gives us another 10%. And nobility is not going to love it. Nor will the burghers. But the clergy most certainly will. So you see this goes up now. Because if something fails in parliament, there's a repercussion to it. Look at how big this is, right? I mean, EU4 was much smaller, like, you know, each province would be like a part of the map, or here you have provinces broken into sub-regions, right? So this makes for a much more accurate replication, but yeah, it makes it much more complex at the same time. It's a different feel playing the two games. Yeah, so games like Valheim and Vampire OV Rising, I don't really play a lot of those sort of games, like survival crafting games. I did try a pirate one, Windrose, and I really enjoyed it. So maybe I would enjoy these games. It's entirely possible. I just haven't played a lot of them. I like usually something that's a little bit more contained. But having said that, we're playing a sandbox here that goes from like the 1300s to like the mid 1800s, right? But it still feels a bit more concrete because you're like, you know, you're building up your country, you create grand strategies, and it's all for a greater cause, right? Aha. So I remember I was watching you playing that game with the apes or monkeys as you're kind of progressing them. Did you ever manage to get to what's it called? Getting a bot. Yeah, did you ever get to like humanity or like finish the game? Is there like an end stage or position in that game? Like you finally leave the valley and you build a house. You know, right? That's our tech tree, by the way. And we get a new one for each age, but you can go back into earlier ages if you haven't completed them and pick up things. We're kind of researching stuff though, so I'm not too worried, but we'll look at it when it empties out. That one was enjoyable. I finished it on the current update, and it's a waiting game now. Ah, okay, so they're pushing up more content then. Alright, so we have some more diplomatic power. Should probably try to use it for something good. Maybe we can curry favors. Sometimes that leaves us to actually be able to get a bit of money. You know, we get good favor with the court, and they're willing to support our regime, basically. All right, so we established an embassy in Hungary, and we're now smooching up to the king of Hungary, telling him how fantastic Upper Bavaria is. Let's see. Oh, that game, I would have been back to that since it's more technical. There are sound cues that I've really listened to in order to unlock hunting. Oh, that's interesting, yeah. Still at the stage of trying not to die, or the point I will watch a guide before going back to it. Yeah, I know how that goes. I kind of like to, or prefer to in general, to figure things out by myself. But, you know, there's a point, you know, of diminishing returns, right? And it can often be a good idea to watch some tutorials, particularly if you're a game that is really complex. So as for this game, for example, like I watched a few hours of tutorials and I watched a lot of streams, and then I've played it for like 350 hours, right? And I'm still figuring stuff out. So it's like a lot of Paradox games. Paradox is like a studio releases the kind of strategy games. It's like this one, Europa Universalis, Hearts of Iron 4, which is like a World War II simulator, and Crusader Kings, which is a bit more family-oriented in medieval ages. And then you have the final big one, I think it's called Stellaris. That's like a sci-fi space sort of game like this one. But they're all really complex in that you kind of need to play them for like 100 to 200 hours before you start really getting it. So it's like a long-term investment. But like, it's fun to play, and if you enjoy that kind of thing, it really lets you reap the benefits, right? Because I'm kind of like the type of person, I enjoy things up to the point I think I've mastered them, where I feel like there's nothing more to do or figure out. Then I start enjoying it less. So this sort of game is really good for me, because there's so much to dig into. And they keep changing it a little bit, tweaking and adding updates and DLCs that change parts of like with more content for different regions. So it's sort of a game that works for me, right? You're right in that. That's true. Oh, you heard of Stellaris? Yeah. It's quite well known as well. I think probably the most famous game by them is Hearts of Iron 4. And EU4, which is the one before this, is probably best known after that. This one's kind of gaining traction though, but it's still early since release. Like, these games take a few years to really become robust, right? And then I think Crusader Kings might be next in popularity list. Stellaris might be the lowest one. Possibly. Yeah, I was looking at like Steam charts or something like that for a while. Right, so let's build some more RGOs. I'll check the market first though. Fish, wheat. So we should have some wheat production available to us, I believe, down here. So we'll make one or more of these and let that tick on. Let's see. It's finally happened. They passed on. To bring sad news, Duke Heinrich XIV von Wittelsbach has died at the age of 34. We started the game, I think it was 31. So he made it for 3 years. He was Duke of the Duchy of Lower Bavaria. His late grace died due to poor health. Leprosy. Don't get close. His energy and conviction brought many unbelievers into the fold. Well, at least he gets the rest now, right? So now we're in a situation where we have a regency. So not like an actual ruler, but like somebody sitting in place, basically handling affairs until somebody which is actually part of the bloodline and will come in, right? Yeah, so she's actually from Luxembourg, her father being King Jehan the Blind. Interesting. Alright, so our heir is 10, pretty early. I think it takes over at maybe, I don't know, anywhere between 14 and 16, I can't remember. Might have been as low as 12. But until then, things will be a little bit more kind of on shaky ground for the government. There shall be our new king eventually. Johann Wittelsbach. Not the greatest stats, these go up to 100. Yeah, I can see it here, like underage heir. It becomes an adult at what age? 16. Okay. So we have a few years where somebody can come in, dispute the reign of Lower Bavaria. This is a very good time to make a push, right? If you want to take over. Yeah, we can also see, like, as well, that the Regency brings in lower counter-espionage. Well, that's basically because, like, she's a foreign agent in our government. But there's nothing for it. You just gotta push on and get through those years, and then we can start making kind of grander plans once they come of age. Let's see. She's ambitious. I think I'll put her into administration as well. It's a good idea to give them a good education, because this one can help with giving them higher stats once you put them into positions, right? And these can be positions of rule or governance. If you actually take your children and put them into the government positions, if that's possible for you, then that actually increases the legitimacy of your current reign and, the leader that comes after. Just as long as she will not become a triple agent. This is true. Very true. I mean, she looks innocuous enough, right? She'll be okay. As the ruler of Bohemia, we have pretty good relations with them. Is it like our opinion of them? Or they're of us and ours of them, right? So I think we'll be fine. Because we actually have an alliance with them, so they will protect us like military-wise, right? So we used to have these rivalries, but I think it's dropped out because we lost our heir, basically. So it's like a null and void contract. Get your info and your target's info, and then sells you both out with a much powerful outside force. Possible. Yeah, let's keep an eye for that. Though he is like one of the more powerful ones, like he's Bohemia here. And they have about 40,000 troops. We have about 6. Yeah, so they're like the main player in this region, basically. So it's very good to have Bohemia on our sides. Though they do cover some of our regions, so that's slightly troublesome. But let's yeah, we are currently working on improving the relationships. And besides, he's blind, so we can probably get one over on him if we must. A bold fighter, that's probably where he got his wounds. That's actually like a new thing they have in the later patch. I think it's 1.38 or 3.7. That's, if you lead military forces, whoever's the general can actually take wounds such as this or anything else, right? Embezzler, Chiching. That's interesting. Counter-espionage minus 20 for being blind. Yeah, so this kind of game, it's nice in a way. You could just sit back, relax a little bit, and let things play out. You put in great plans, and every once in a while you pop in there, you move a few things around, you make some adjustments, productions, and then kind of let time pass, right? You have like this time thing up here. You just stop it. You can control the speed of it as well. So if you want to max it out, you can do this. Blind, yet still embezzles. Yeah, he's cursed for sure. Well, I guess you could still count coins, right? It's not like banknotes of nowadays. You could probably just weigh the purses and feel the shape of the coin, bite into the gold to make sure it's real. And he'll have his advisors helping out, right? So why not embezzle? Even if you're like, if you lack vision, right? Yes. So do you get that problem? Like, there's so many games that you could play, but there's only so much time, and you have to decide on something that you're gonna enjoy, and people might actually like watching as well. We're getting a bit more here. A new child. Children can have a better education. Joseph Clemens, yeah. Still 3. We'll wait for him to actually develop some skills, and then we can see where we want to put him, right? Let's make him an explorer at 3. Off you go, my son. Find me a great new continent. Don't come back until you have. Yeah, I have that. Oh, I'm playing Euro Chronic right now. I left the game playing high level for years, and now I'm back to it. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Like I said, the game goes from like early 1300s to like 1800 and something, right? We'll look at the stats real quick. All right. I find this early on one of the hardest things to do with diplomats, finding somewhere to put them, you know, make them go to work. But we could invite settlers, so that might be good. Yeah, we'll invite people from Blankenburg. I hope they're Catholic. Yeah, we'll do this. And we'll try to move them to the capital, I think. That's going to be Erding. Look at that, though. Most of the people are in the forests. And that's another interesting thing about Bavaria, is that they have a unique unit. I think it's called Foresters. So basically, it's like Robin Hoods in the woods. And they actually get bonuses fighting in the woods. And we have a lot of forest, like thick forest in Bavaria and Schaumburg, I think. Yeah, so I think Bavaria is going to be an interesting country to play through. Let's see. Total time, 4 years, 312 days, 1 hour and 19 minutes. Damn, that's a while. The game is slow and it's an RPG. It's made in HTML. RPG Maker in HTML. Yeah, so it's like, what do they call it? Well, I guess it's a web tech game, right? So Your Chronicle, so it's like an RPG game. I've never heard of it. Is it one of those kind of has like simpler graphics? I mainly hear people playing like old RuneScape. Or like, well, the old RuneScape is apparently more popular than the new one, right? Yeah, it's basically me clicking on a web text box. Yeah, I mean, it's a really good way to, you know, spend some time, right? Just kind of phase out a little bit, relax a little bit. I like that sort of game sometimes. The risks of trade. Trade over large distances may be risky if profitable. The weather, brigands and pirates remain a threat on land as well as on water. Normally the burghers can cope with a certain amount of mishaps, and they have their own ways to protect themselves, ensure their cargo. Lately, however, things have been going badly for a large number of merchant families, and some are on the brink of bankruptcy. It may be prudent to offer some financial compensation to get them back on their feet. Well, how much do you want? Let's start with that, shall we? 22. So that would give them a state of satisfaction up to 63%. Then you what they're getting into minus 15. So that's what, down to 38% roughly. Yeah. I mean, it's just going to be temporary though. Temporary, what do we do? I think you'll have to take the loss, because I need that gold to extend my RGOs and build some buildings. They're so unhappy. But look, every month it goes up by 0.32, so that is going to happen quickly. Like over the year, it'll be back to 50, so we'll be fine. We can even decrease the tax a little bit if you want to, and that will kind of move them up even faster. All right, so where do we want to put them? I think Erding is the capital. No, that's the capital. Okay. So Galboden, 100. Yeah, of course it is. 110k. Yeah, we'll invite some settlers to the capital. They're like from a different country though, so it's basically a net plus. The only thing to consider is like they might become like, if you have too many, it can create like unrest or lack of settlement between the people. Much like real life, right? If you break up the cultural cohesion too much, right, problems can occur. Particularly these days where, they didn't have as complicated legal and cultural framework to deal with these sort of things. So we're almost up to 50 here. Yep. 2-2. Nice an FTT stream. Old. I mean, maybe if you keep asking, they'll happen, right? Yeah, sorry about not catching your message. I don't know why it's not showing up on my client for some reason. Pretty sure I could see it last time. Let me try a test message here. Testing to see if I can see YouTube messages. Okay, so something's broken there. Okay, I need to look into that. Yeah, sorry if you waited for me for a long time to respond to that example sold. Yeah, I'll tab back into the YouTube streaming thing once in a while just to check if you have a message from you. Right, so next thing, Age of Renaissance. So I need to pick like a general kind of path you want to take. All is well. Yeah, I mean, I can see a message from Twitch, so I can see you also this area. But I'm not seeing the messages I'm getting on YouTube. So I need to fix that. I need to figure out how to get that sorted. But I won't be able to do it on stream, right? So, but I'll just have to alt-tab a little bit back and forth. All right, so we're basically going to pick one of these here. Now, because we have regions in place, we're not really in position to consider warfare yet. And I think it was, it needs to be 16. And he's currently, where do we see him again? Duke Stefan, 23. It's this guy, right? Oh, so now I can see a Twitch message. Hey, the water through follow. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. How come Bavarians didn't do this in real life? Well, I think they were just short-sighted. And they were, trying to handle a ruler which passed away from leprosy, which is kind of where we're at the moment. Let's see, actually. This might actually be... It's so weird. Bear with me a second here, guys. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the chats and where they're coming from. So this might actually be... Yes, on Twitch as well. Tommy was from YouTube for some reason. Okay. Well, welcome from Twitch. Let's get back to the game. Have you played this game yourself, the Water Thought? I think we're gonna, decide to go with administration there, because until he comes of age, we need time to, we need to keep the government tight and under good control, right? And by going into administration first and foremost, it's going to help us to do that. So we're basically playing Lower Bavaria. And our cousin of Upper Bavaria is the emperor of the HRE. And we're going to see if we can somehow take his place eventually. Easier said than done, right? Currently, we're just trying to build up the nation, and we had a outbreak of smallpox, and now our ruler just passed away because he had leprosy. And now we have regent from Bohemia, I believe. Ruler in Bohemia, that's right. Fortunately, we are allied with Bohemia, so it's fine. We're in good relations. It doesn't look like they're about to come in and take over or anything. But you can never be too sure, right? Have to be mindful. Yeah, I like it, to be honest. I know a lot of people have issues with the different mechanics, but I personally think the depth and potential the game has does really make up for the rough release. Yeah, I'm of the same mind. Having so many systems in the game makes it more interesting to me. And it's like I was telling Desario earlier that one of the reasons I enjoy games is trying to figure things out and learning deep systems like this. And I think they work really well together. I think the only one maybe is the trade system. I really enjoyed it, but if you want to play it actively, you have to make changes every month, right? And if you're running a higher speed, like 6 or 7, it's gonna really slow down your overall gameplay. But I've played the markets a little bit, and it was a lot of fun. But the game's only gonna get better the longer it's out there, right? So yeah, definitely has good potential. Have you played the DLC, like the Rising Phoenix? Rowan added a lot of kind of in-depth things to the Byzantine Empire and nearby regions. So I did I'm halfway through the Iron Man campaign with Byzantium, with the DLC, and it's a lot of fun. Okay, so this is our child. Turns out they're a bit of a donkey, which basically means they're an idiot. Yeah, with these kids that are like this, I usually kind of look at them as disposable. So I don't really bother too much putting them into anything particular, right? You have a favorite country to play Water Thought? Or like any particular game style you enjoy the most? You like, are you more militaristic? Or more diplomatic? Or more into the commerce of things? I love playing as Serbia. Maybe I'll try a game as them. Ah, it's interesting, yeah. Yeah, I've never played Serbia. I've always been on the taking parts of Serbia side of things. Yeah, I think that could definitely be interesting. Because you have to deal with like the Byzantine Empire. Hungary tends to be kind of greedy for land, expansionist. And then you have Naples kind of pushing in as well. But you do have a lot of mountainous terrain, like particularly this ridge here and this area. And I think you have a market here somewhere in the mountains or the hills. So it's really well defendable if you set up with forts and good garrisons, right? And then it just becomes an attrition war, keeping them out until they give up. Let's see. Let's keep improving opinions with the region around us, let's say. How about Verona? Everybody seems to like us pretty well overall, so for the most part, it's kind of wasted effort. If I want to take Bavaria, should I bother with opinion? We could try to curry favors instead with somebody. With Austria, that's good. Yeah, they might give us a bit of money eventually. Oh, you get ads. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I've recently become affiliate, so I guess they're showing up now. I haven't quite figured out how I can kind of bundle them together at some point. I know some people do that. They just have like an ad break for like, I don't know, 3 minutes per hour or something like that. But I'm not quite at that stage. I haven't quite figured out how to do that yet. Hey, Serak, okay. Welcome in. Yeah, I think it's the worst, right? Serak Cookie, when they kind of put ads just as you join a stream, at least let people watch for a few minutes before you pop it on, right? That's my sentiment anyways. Lasagna. Yeah, I think maybe, yeah, Sarah Cookie. Were you playing around with that last time? What? Yeah. I can't remember exactly who it was. I just thought it was entertaining, so I didn't mind it. And one can always go deny, deny, deny. So it's all good either way, right? Alright, so how are we doing here? Okay, so we have a bit of gold. Let's see if we can build maybe another audio or maybe a building. Let's check what kind of buildings we can do. Is there anything worthwhile? Nope, Kappa. Okay, kiln. This will give me what? Coal. So one thing to consider as well is take the stream next. Sure, man. Yeah. Yeah, so one thing to consider as well is like not just how much income you're making, but what you're actually bringing into the market, right? So it has like a follow-on effect. So, for example, you produce a lot of wood, that can reduce, decrease the cost of certain buildings, and so you make money that way as well. So there's a lot of things to consider, right? You have these kind of whole construction and commerce arcs to consider. this could be good too. All right, looks like we're a little bit lower on food here. I mean, stockpile's okay still, but we should probably try to produce a bit more food. If you look at the markets here, wheat's still in high demand, so we should probably expand our wheat production, just to make sure there's plenty in the marketplace. All right, so let's pop one of these on. I think most of these are around 50 gold, so... So, yeah, this is U5, yeah, Lasagna. Europa Universalis V. It's a really kind of grand scale kind of strategy. Like, stupidly large. It's like the whole globe, basically. So, Sandro Cookie, what's the, like, TFT, right? What's the actual name of that game? I'll Google it right now. I'll check it out. But you have to give me the name for it so I can actually find it. Can you buy me the games with DLCs included, Mr. Fox? Afraid not. Sorry to let you down. Team Fight Tactics. Okay. Let me Google it real quick, seeing as I have you here on stream. Team Fight Tactics. Let's see. Oh. Okay. So they have a penguin with a sword, some knights and stuff. Yeah, I'm more into like dark fantasy and that sort of stuff. It's not exactly my vibe, but thank you for the suggestion, Sarukake. Banned books. State officials have recently discovered a stash of banned books. The clergy is asking us to promptly dispose of them. But these texts seem to contain knowledge that could be beneficial to the duchy. Wow. If you burn them, the clergy will be happy and will gain stability, which is very valuable. Yes, the rest in the sleep of that game. I'm more into Resident Evil, so, you know, it is what it is, right? Alright, so we can have a little peek for a bit of reset progress. I think it's not going to be worth it. I'd rather get stability and make the clergy really happy, up to 97%. I wish I could tax them. I have no idea why I can't. I did have a look at them, and I couldn't really see anything that blocked me from them in the state kind of... I can't unpause till I've done this. In the state kind of rules or anything like that. Okay, so simony. We have a vacancy in a high position in the church administration of Lower Bavaria. There's a churchman from a rich family by the name of Lorenz Seeland, who has made an enticing offer. If you approve and back his election to the position, we will gain a large contribution to our coffers. Some more devout people claim that this practice is a sin called simony. But what do they know? Ah, being tempted. So we get this guy. That's an awesome haircut. I don't know what you mean. I actually have a theory about like these haircuts all the monks had. Or about not streaming until you beat the Minecraft stream. Well, I gotta play Minecraft. I actually played that for a few hours with a friend of mine. It was kind of cool. We built like this, I don't know, some sort of buildings high up in the trees and build a huge bridge between. It was like colossal trees, mind you. Yeah, he knew everything about like rigging up electronics and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, so the haircuts you see all the monks with, right? I think this has to do with male pattern baldness, right? So if, you know, if a lot of males, you know, get a bit of bald spot as they get older, just testosterone and that sort of thing, It's just nature, right? But what better way but to make it like a holy thing as a monk to hide it up? So everybody has to shave all that. That way nobody can see that you have a bald spot. And the same thing with like that kind of little hats. I think is like I think it's the Jewish religion, right? They have these kind of little caps at the back. And it is exactly on top of the bald spot that people usually get, isn't it? Conspiracy theory? Huh? Or is it true? Who knows, right? Yeah, I would just go bald and go than to go with that cut. Yeah, right? With crying emoji. So true. But like if everybody's doing it, right? It's the fashion. And you gain like prestige because now you're like a holy man. It's a win-win. Kind of sexy. I don't know what you mean. Yeah. Different things for different people, right? Okay, so we're actually gonna... I think we'll take the gold. So we can get a bit of religious influence and legitimacy as well. He actually dies if we don't take him. Can we send the man to death because of his bald spots? I don't think we can. So I think we'll take him in and take the gold he pays us for taking him in. What do you guys think? Should we take the money? Or should we have him basically executed? You see, Lawrence dies. And we'll kind of punish him for the sin of taking the money. Thoughts? Money is money. Yeah, I'm leaning towards that too, right? Okay, let's take the money. We take him and his money. Cheating. All right, so we can pick some rivals again. Who do you want to take? We could take Moravia. We had good relations with them. It's like I don't really see much benefit for taking a rival at this point. There's nobody close that's useful. I would retire a guy with that cut. Too late. It's already been done. He's been accepted, and we took his money. I guess we basically these. Are the Ottomans a big problem at this point? Not yet, no. And the thing is, like, we are part of the Holy Roman Empire. So anybody attacks us that's outside of the Holy Roman Empire is likely to have the whole of the Holy Roman Empire come in and attack them back. So it's it must have been a really good kind of situation. Like you're a smaller, weaker nation in comparative to a lot of the big ones in Europe at that time, but you get protection from the emperor, right? Just look at this. Can we watch oversimplified reaction, please? Let's see, how can I oversimplify that? Ottoman's not bad right now. Okay. Okay. I think that was probably my simplest way of getting it through. The DMC, you know, for what? Well, let's pick one of these here. Yeah, I try to be very careful about anything that might be DMCA-able, right? So it's got nothing like that on my streams. All right, so what do we want to pick next? We still have a regency going on. Here's the influence. So this might be good for us. Peasant connection. So we get food purchase efficiency. Makes it easy for us, you know, to buy food, to make sure everybody has enough, right? And that increases population. No. People with a full stomach are more likely to multiply, like a bit like rabbits. Let's see, like reacting, I think, unless you get permission. Reacting to what in particular? You mean watching? Yeah, you're watching like a stream online and then doing like a reaction video. Is that what you mean? Oh yeah, that's something entirely different, right? Yeah, the oversimplified with, yeah. No, I don't do anything like that on my stream. I just stream games at this point. So I think we'll be okay. I don't. I know the spiffing Brit though. Is he similar? He does like really kind of short, kind of animated kind of things. Oh, there was this guy who used to do these kind of game reviews in like 1 to 3 minutes, very short format, right? That wouldn't happen to be oversimplified, would it? Oh, I have to go Google again. Oversimplified on YouTube. Ah, okay. Yeah, I've seen some of their videos, but I've not watched them for a while. Yeah, it's like an oversimplified way of presenting history. Ah, yes. Yeah, I haven't really considered like watching any content and reacting to it. I mean, I know a lot of people do it on YouTube, but then it's more like a video format, isn't it, rather than live reactions. So some people do it on Twitch, but that's a totally different legal kind of area than streaming that to YouTube, right? Or uploading onto YouTube, I think. I mean, I might be wrong, but I haven't looked into it. But I just know it's that way for music in particular on YouTube. How about full-time streaming? That could be really fun. But before I can even consider that, I would need at least to have a few subscribers, right? You need some money to take the place of the money lost from other parts, right? But I mean, it would be super fun. So from what I understand, to make streaming a full-time income, like to be able to live off it, I think you need somewhere between, on average, right, usually 200 to 400 people on stream each time you stream. So we're very far away from that, aren't we? So I have like 41, 42 subscribers maybe. So we got a ways to go. But I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, it would be a lot of fun. I would love to do it if I could. All right, let's see. I like the icon I picked for it, though. You know, a donkey. How about botting? No, you know, it's the same thing, right? I know some people do it, particularly even like large streamers have done it in the past, and some even do still. I don't like the idea of it. And the only thing a bot could possibly do is to move you up in the discovery queue. But bots don't do anything but drain your wallet, right? And they're fake. So you need actual people, right, who enjoy your content. And I mean, the main reason I stream is because I enjoy playing the games and interacting with you guys, and people dropping into the stream and chatting and such. So I suppose you could consider me like a chatty streamer, right? And a bot won't help me with that. There's a reason I have Seri bots and night bots running at the same time, is to smash all those bots, the spams that come in, right? Bot and spams, ads, orgasm. Yeah. But I think I get most of the bots now. They get smashed straight away. So I really like that. As for the ads on Twitch, can't do anything about that. They are running a loss on Twitch as it is. So, I mean, they have to make some money, right? So I think Twitch is like a loss leader as far as I know. So they kind of use it as a way to bring people into the fold, or kind of into awareness of the ecosystem around Twitch, right? First stream, I think it was October last year. So I'm pretty new to this. No one wants to work. With the generous liberties we have granted our merchants, we have ended up with a situation where people simply do not want to be honest, to want to do honest work anymore. This was not quite the plan. That's true. Kaisner's viewbotting right now? I mean, I have no idea about that, right? But he's even... I don't know, I think he's he's a really great streamer. I watch some of his streams. I mean, I can't match his energy levels, but like, he's awesome. He's awesome, you know. Alright, so lose a bit of gold, because nobody wants to work anymore. So we can't tax anybody, right? So let's invite some more settlers, I think. Blankenberg. Let's make sure they're Catholic first. Catholic. Alright. Oh wait, we can't do it away. Yeah. Can't do that anymore. Okay, we can get somebody from Austria then. Or Bohemia. Because of the integration, right? Here, to the capital. Go to Streamy University and play HRE 4. Well, you know, I'm playing this right now. But I'll be playing HRE 4 again later in the week, I imagine. We had a development, which you'll see next stream on HRE 4. So I played for like half an hour or something, an hour myself. And it's, it's very different when you play and not streaming. You can pay a lot more attention to the game. And it speeds up learning the game and kind of doing things as always. So, But there's also development. And things look very different now in our campaign. And I can't wait for you guys to see. Stream on Saturdays? Is that the best day for you? Yeah, it's like I told somebody earlier, right? Like my sleeping schedule is non-existent, so I'll stream at any hour of the day pretty much. I try to do it in the afternoon, evening if I can. And then all days of the week are pretty much up for grabs if I'm able to. So yeah, I can try to stream this weekend a little bit. As long as the work doesn't get too hectic again. Like I work. Well, I'm not going to get into what I do, but it's like both contract work and individual work I do, right? So I don't have like a regular working schedule, like 9 to 5 sort of thing, right? Some weeks I just work, right? That's all I do. So it's just like hours out of the day, doesn't matter. I got to get this done, Both work in the government. Yeah, that's exactly. You can't say anything then, right? Right, but how's this empire going? So we get another 56 here. It's kind of slow in the beginning, I think, in this game, before the wars and everything start breaking out. So I think, overall, maybe, this one's really relaxed, kind of chill sort of gameplay, which can be good, and it's also very good for, chatting with you guys. But part of me thinks that maybe House of Iron is a better streaming game, because there's usually more going on, right? Max speed. Yeah, I do that sometimes. But yeah, I could probably speed it up as well a little bit. Let's see, let's check the market again. Okay, still a bit of requirements for grain. But like fish, of course, there's none of that here. We're far from the coast, so I can't do anything with that. I'll swap this then. Ooh, I might want to get this here, if I can. Maybe a TFT stream. Do you really want me to see? Do you really want me to see me playing that game? Is there any particular reason you want to? All right, let's get some wheat here. But it's not really the kind of style of game I usually play. It's a little bit too, I don't know, light-hearted, I suppose. I like usually grimdark, realistic grittiness, and that sort of stuff. Yeah, but I'll play some more casual stuff once in a while, right? Come to think of it, I haven't played anything but like strategy games for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I think. I should probably put something else in for you know, adventure game maybe. Maybe Summertime Saga. I think I've heard about that one. Let's see. Do a quick Google there. Yeah, it looks like an adventure sort of game. Right, the stream, by the way. I'm trying, Lasagna. I'm trying. But I kind of go through these phases where I play a certain sort of game for a while, right? And not much else. I don't know if it would be better if I make sure I stream maybe strategy twice a week, and then another day I'll do something else. You got to give the public what it wants, right? So I don't know. The thing is as well, like if I just play one thing all the time, I don't think I could do that. I will probably grow bored eventually. That's why I like a little bit of variety, but at least lately I've been leaning much more towards like strategy games, right? But like I said, I'm trying to have a bit of variety to it. Yeah, TFT stream per day. Yeah, once per day, right? All right, let's see. Yeah, we could probably speed it up a little bit, right? Now you can actually, so the max speed here, right? You can actually push it even higher by doing this. Got settings, graphics, and maximize tick speed. So basically the CPU just runs this at highest priority, right? So 6 becomes like 7 we have now, and 7 becomes what, who knows, right? So I've sometimes done that, but the problem is if you do that way, everything starts kind of hanging, and you know, you can't go through the menu smoothly and that sort of stuff. Not to mention that I'm running like streaming software and all kinds of other stuff, right? So I tend not to do that anymore. And when I play alone by myself, then yeah, that's fine. There's only you and 0 of you guys playing EU5 right now. Really? Oh, okay. How many people are playing Hearts of Iron 4? I'm keeping the genre alive, guys. It's just me, man. Just keeping alive. Fighting hard. EU5 for life. Yes. I like this. It's really interesting. Like, there's another streamer which has like a VTuber avatar. Really great VTuber avatar. 22 viewers on Hearts of Iron 4. Okay. So maybe I should switch. Trying to grab some of those viewers. No, but like, what's his name? I think he's in Australia or something. But anyways, he has a really good VTuber avatar and Paradox Games right now. No, that's the thing though. He gets views around 800 to 1200 watching him play EU5. So there's like people are okay with watching it, they like it. And but like what I'm hoping as well for me as a streamer is like that I don't get necessarily tied into a specific game, but people come for, you know, the engagement, the personality, and for me as a streamer, more so than a game, right? So that's why I'm thinking like a bit of variety game is a bit better. And I think like in those cases, like we have like Tommy K, you have that guy from the Netherlands that does EU4 a lot, Flurryberry, really fun streamer. And then you have like that VTuber, for example. So that's when people are watching them for them, right? But of course, like Flurryberry and Tommy K are much more specialized. They just do really 1 or 2 games. So that's another great way to build an audience. But like I said, for me, I think I might get bored that way. I have to vary the interests, and yeah, I'm supposed to be. I'm a VTuber basically. I've been working on a new module as well. We shall be showing hopefully in the next few weeks. But you know, I gotta rig in the code for it and all kinds of stuff. It's a lot of work as well. But it should be fun. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know where Tommy K is. I think he's probably on holiday. Yeah, but my point is like people are willing to watch this game, for example, if they enjoy the personality behind it. Maybe a voice changer as a girl, then you get many more views. Yeah, I know, right? And then I can put on like a super hot, like heaving-chested VTuber avatar. But then, you know, I wouldn't be genuine to myself, right? It wouldn't really be me. So, I don't know. Yeah, so I'm trying to find like a middle ground, you know, somewhere in between, right? And it depends a lot on like what people like, and you know, like you guys, for example, like what do you guys enjoy watching? What sort of thing do you enjoy? What do you enjoy about streams? What do you think could be better with the streams? That kind of stuff, right? So, you know, listening to feedback is one way to try to improve it. But I think it's a long path, you know. I think my streams improved quite a bit from the start, but there's still work, you know, to fine-tune, make things a little bit better here and there. And, you know, the more I stream, the more comfortable I get with it, and I become a better streamer. Yeah, not streaming once per week, perhaps. Yeah, exactly. That's a very strong point, actually. It's a good start. Yeah. I should do. Increase your ties to the neighbors. Let's do this one here. Establish the Herald's College. You know, when you're right, you're right. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, but I'd love to, like, if I could stream at least 3 days a week, that'd be really good. I think it's a bit sporadic at the moment, right? So some weeks I stream a lot, and then I can't stream for like a whole week, you know? But it's like partially due to the nature of like the work I do. You know, I had to fly down to the Venezuelan jungles for a few days, and then I'm back, you know? Government work, as you do. So we got to get to like the 1400s. Because I had like a whole playlist of different ages. So we're currently playing medieval music, then we have Baroque music, we have Renaissance, we have classic, we have postmodern classic. But, before I can switch to that music, we need to get to that time period. So we got to speed it up a little bit. Yeah, I need to sort out that kind of thing. I can't see messages on YouTube. It's a bit of a bother. I was working in rocket science. True. IRL stream your job. I've considered I might do part of it, but that's like a wholly different sort of stream, isn't it? And then I'd need like a whole camera crew to hire to follow me through the jungles of Venezuela. And, government permissions, all kinds of stuff. It'll just be a headache, right? That's it. Yeah, but I think you're right with like the whole kind of, the female voice and all that stuff, right? I think like the vast majority of viewers are male on Twitch. I think it's like 70-80%. And a lot of them enjoy the female presence. So if you're an attractive woman on Twitch, that can really help. And sometimes you don't have to have much else to back that up. But, that's not me, right? So I need to find a different way to make it work. But there's plenty of people who enjoy like watching people like me as well. So I should be able to. Particularly if I stream more than once per week, right? Yeah, but there's a lot of things to consider with this whole streaming thing, right? And there's a learning experience. Let's see, people don't generally want to watch strategy games too, unless you're already established. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? And I just happen to really enjoy strategy games. And that's why I'm thinking maybe variety streaming is a good idea as well. So like I stream other stuff as well. Because like strategy is already quite a niche, isn't it? And a lot more people enjoy things like Resident Evil, adventure games. Yeah, Genshin Impact, right? Stuff like that, right? So I think it'll probably be easier to find, or for people to find me, because a lot of it is just simply not getting exposure, right? And it's easier for people who get eyeballs on a stream if you play more popular or kind of more open genres that more people are into. So if I'm thinking like maybe if I write to stream a bit of that as well, people can discover me, and some of them will kind of enjoy strategy as well, and become more of a dynamic, sort of natural kind of growth that way. Then sometimes you're lucky as well. You get a raid and 0, right? How much did ads make you? I think, maybe a few cents at this point. I saw some notifications somewhere. It's like, it's not enough to buy like a can of Coke yet, right? Yeah, then you have like the balance between, right? You need to find something you enjoy doing and other people enjoy watching, right? So there's got to be like that Venn diagram of finding that sliver between. Because you need to be able to enjoy streaming as well, right? And because if you don't, I think people will feel it in your voice. They'll notice it, right? Yeah. A TFT stream, yeah. I would get thousands of people watching, guaranteed. Oh, yeah. It'd become a meme at this point, right? Sandra Cookie. Yeah, because like Sandra Cookie, you saw me first playing. I might be wrong on this, but I seem to recall first seeing you when I was playing Subnautica. Is that right? If not, I'm confusing with somebody else. Become a professional TFT streamer, the only professional TFT streamer. Hey, but that would be a niche, wouldn't it? So that would nail that in when that really takes off. I'll gain popularity and can make a living from this. Let's check the markets again. Bit of wheat. No, never mind then, Sandra Cookie. I'm confusing with somebody else in that case. Yeah. But there's also like, not necessarily a problem, but just the way things are, right? Some people will only watch particular games, right? So if you say, I don't know, Baldur's Gate 3 or something, because you have a lot of really high interest people in that genre, or like not genre, but that particular game, they'll only watch people playing that game, right? So say you get a viewer from there, and then you play something else, like this, right? And or any other adventure game, they're not going to watch you again, right? So then, unless you're a full-time TFT streamer or a full-time Baldur's Gate 3 streamer, right? And you're going to be doing that for the next few years, then maybe that's not the best sort of viewer, right? So you got to consider that as well for when you're considering what you will stream, From Host last time, yeah, I remember from last stream as well. But like the first time Sandra came stream, I thought it might have been Subnautica, but it's probably somebody else with a similar name, right? In that case. Yeah, so this whole thing is complex, ladies and gents. But it's interesting as well. So a lot of thought goes into it. The new Duke. Finally. So the Regents leaves, and we actually get somebody in charge for once. Now, it's not a king. This is just a dukedom. But it's not half bad, this one. Not half bad. Are you trying to make me say that? You're not going to catch me out on that one. That was a little bit too obvious. Nice try, though. All right, so now we have a Casus Belli on Cibica. Where's Cibica? I'm hoping it's close by. All right, so they are insignificant compared to us, is alone by our presence, which makes sense. But we need to find where they are first. Oh, this little region up here. All right, so you tell me you have a Casus Belli on this tiny little province. I need to raise my troops, march them across the whole of Bohemia to this little region. Interesting. I think we won't be pressing that one. I was more hoping to capture like Palantina or maybe Salzburg. Those outposts are going to be tough. You see all these mountains, right? It's going to be very hard to fight through them. I think the capital might be down here. Yeah. So we could take the capital, right? Bro no spa. Yep. He keeps trying. And I keep knocking him down. Alright, so I'm not going to be taking this one. So new air. Ah, goodness. It's still the idiot. I mean, it's not me calling him an idiot. It's literally here as an attribute. The child is an idiot. So, like, yeah, back on the scrap heap with this on. We won't be using them at all. So you can go on a pilgrimage if you want to. 47, nah. Now it's going to cost us gold and take time away from running the kingdom. But it would give us prestige and those sort of things, like ads again on my tiny channel. How long are they? Is it like 10 seconds like last time, or is it like a whole 30? So we get this one coming up though, and he's of shrewd. So this one's going to be good. So we want to get rid of this child and make Otto von Wittelsbach the ruler if we can. So we could send him off to like 15 seconds. Okay. It's not too bad, but it's like better not to have it, obviously. Now we could put him, like when he's a little older, we can make him a general and send him off to war and hope he gets has a hunting accident on the way or something like that, right? Nobility advance increased pensions. Duke Johann von Wittelsbach has to employ many methods to keep the unruly nobility in line. One of the most common is cold hard cash. We already grant them a pension in exchange for relinquishing certain rights. However, their leader now claim that we are not paying them enough and are demanding their pensions rise if they are to continue to support the Duke. They're at 92%. We finally made it. Yeah, I became affiliate. Yes! I was actually really excited about that. I am still. I think it was like 2 weeks ago or so I became affiliate. It's been a long road to that, and that's a huge milestone all by itself. But like to actually make any money worth mentioning, let alone try to live to of it, that's still a long way to go. But it's the first step towards it. And it would be wonderful to be able to make a little bit of extra income inside by streaming, which would make it much easier to me to like justify putting the time into it. If you know what I mean, right? So, because it's all about opportunity cost. Just like a strategy game, life is an opportunity cost kind of trade-off, right? Do I want to do this, work on this and get, this sort of financial payouts? I might not enjoy it as much, but at least I get, this amount out of it. Or do I want to do this thing I really enjoy and you look at the income from that and the trade-offs, are they worth it? And that sort of thing, right? Yeah, it's an interesting situation, right? But yeah, but I was really happy with that. And I really like actually that I'm now a affiliate. And one of the other reasons is that now the VOD will stay on the Twitch channel for 2 weeks rather than just 7 days. That was a huge thing for me as well. Resident Sleeper. It's all gonna happen. Yeah, fingers crossed. All right, let's see. Give them money. We're gonna refuse the demands. I mean, we can afford it, but look at them. They're 92% happy. That's ridiculous. Nobody's that happy. So we're gonna refuse demands. Drop by 10 a little bit. YouTube doesn't delete it? No? No. That's the thing with YouTube as well. That's wonderful with YouTube, I think. So what I've done until now is that I've streamed on Twitch and then I've uploaded on YouTube. And I still have like a back catalog of streams Wish I could put to YouTube. Some of them should be pretty good as well. But streaming on Twitch, that just stays there like a regular video, so that's really good. So unless the stream is, I think, 12 hours or more, then it doesn't, right? And seeing as I usually stream like somewhere between 1 to 3 hours, you know, I'm well within range. Oh, okay, so we got a big gap in research. Let's pick something else here. So we've actually reached the age of Renaissance, so we can check that out now. And we should have one of these trees unlocked as well. Let's see if we find something good there. Port spending, that's all good. Yeah, so I've been looking into it. Oh, yeah, let's get this. That's number 1. Peasant levies. The peasant levies form by commoners summoned for military service by the Lord. The men are meant to bring their own equipment into battle, so the quantity of newly created units can vary greatly. So this makes a huge difference, getting proper levies with weaponry. We'll start with this. We don't really need to worry about RGO size right now. We haven't reached maximum on 1, but this is good later on. Here, if you want to start the Inquisition, because we're Catholic. Prestige bonus, stability investment. These are all very good. Skilled brewers. This is unique for Bavaria. Let's see. Our lands are rich in the crops and fresh water required to brew beer. Historically accurate. And our people readily enjoy this abundance. Many small breweries could grow into successful businesses with the right support. So we get these units here. So we get a beer shop and a brewery. Might want to get this. Yeah, but I think like Twitch is much better with multi-streaming now than they were a few years ago, from what I understand. And until you become a Twitch partner, they're fine with you streaming on multiple platforms. Like you could do like Twitch, YouTube, Kick for that matter, I think. But as soon as you become partner, you can't multi-stream anymore. So then you'd have to stream on Twitch and then upload again. Okay, so, well, we should pick something, right? We don't need to improve relationships. We are happy with that. We got this at least. We can do this privilege cost, I don't mind that. Or if no, cancel belly. Oh, food production. That's good at least. Okay, good stuff. Well, I would say it's a huge bonus having a leader that doesn't have leprosy. I like that in a leader. So that's an improvement we've had already. So he's already married to a consort. Not even from royal family. I mean, she's royal now, of course, but interesting. Interesting indeed. Let's see. Yeah, here's kind of what I was mentioning earlier with the diplomats. It's kind of hard to find something for them to do this early on. So I keep just inviting new people to join the Empire. Oh, that's bad. Black Death in Krasnikut. Disturbing news that reaches from Krasnikut as a new epidemic seems to have taken root. A certain Mediterranean merchant fleet that encountered it apparently made the following report. Alas, our ships entered the port, but of 1,000 sailors, hardly 10 are spared. We reach our homes. Our kindred and our neighbors come from all parts to visit us. Woe to us, for we cast at them the darts of death. Whilst we spoke to them, whilst they embraced us and kissed us, we scattered the poison from our lips. Going back to their homes, they in turn soon affected their whole families, who in 3 days succumbed, and were buried in one common grave. Priests and doctors visiting the sick returned from their duties ill, and soon were numbered with the dead. O death, cruel, bitter, impious death, which thus breaks the bonds of affection and divides father and mother, brother and sister, husband and wife. Lamenting our misery, we feared to fly, yet we dared not remain. So Black Death. And where is it? Krasnikut. So within the Golden Horde, far to the east. We'll be fine. It will never spread this way. No, I don't know Gago. Oh, Gago. Damn it. So still got the pilgrimage. I think might be old enough now. Not this one. We're looking at the other son. Also. Let's see. Trying to change him. There we go. All right. So, because he's shrewd, we can go with military or administrative abilities. Think maybe military, because he's so young, so by the time he's of age, he could become like a great general for us. It's a slur? Oh, yeah, I never heard it before. Yeah, if you are, if it's stuff like that, please don't try to say me. Please don't try to make me say like things that will break Twitch guidelines, that kind of stuff. All right, let's see. So this was 8. Yeah, I mean, just be mindful, right? I'm all for good humor and stuff, but as long as it doesn't get me like in trouble, right, and jeopardizes my stream and that kind of stuff, right? You can see why that could be problematic. Anyways, moving on swiftly. Let's see. So we get these diplomats again. I keep filling this up, right? Maybe we can drop expenditure on diplomats? We can. I totally missed that. Oh no. Our chancery is now become a babbling buffoon. Our ruler, Duke Johann von Wilbach, has gained the babbling buffoon trait. That's the worst. Why would he go and do that to us? This ruler is considered to be a babbling buffoon, while a ruler means well by personally engaging in diplomacy with our neighbors. This is not coupled with a talent for conducting negotiations. Anyone is likely to have a harder time seeing the points we want to make, and many of our negotiations are hampered by his ineptness of a ruler. Yeah, nobody wants to marry this guy. But joke's on you, he's already married. Let's see. Okay, so we have a bit of gold again. And let's see if we can do something good with this money. RGO. Also good to check the market again. Still demand for wheat. It's interesting. So must be very little kind of food production in the region. But if you were to look at like the maximum income, it's still going to be wool, isn't it? And that's going to cost us 75. I think it's worth waiting a little bit longer so we can buy a bit of wool production here. All right, so what's happening here then? The von Wittelsbach. In another country, a different branch of the von Wittelsbach family is in dire straits. With their country destabilized, Elector Ludwig the False von Wittelsbach now struggles to cling on to power. If you do not help him now, his situation might worsen significantly. Yeah, we'll support family. And he's in Brandenburg, this one. Okay. And then we have this one here. Dubious spender. Oh, it's the guy with the hair. He's doing things, doing bad things. His spending habits have raised some eyebrows. He has been spending large amounts of money. Probably for hair transplants. Far larger than the one in his position should have access to. Is he good though? Oh, is one of my better ministers. Though he is also arrogant, mind you. I think we'll have to turn a blind eye. He's just too good. We'll do that. Though, is he the man for stabilizing? Yes. Okay. Yeah, sometimes you have to allow them to do their thing, right? Just look the other way. Nobody saw that. It's like, it's fine. Here's like a few things I would like to see from Crusader Kings. A bit more control you could have. So if I could find a way to make this guy disappear, per se, or disinherit him, that'd be very good. Maybe they'll do like a DLC eventually that adds a bit more kind of granular control or kind of things you could do, right, within your own dynasty. I think that could be interesting. Okay, is there anybody we need to work on? Verona, perhaps. We're already working on them. Bohemia. So much stuff happening. Can I send one to the Bohemia just to put it somewhere? All right. Some more banned books. Let's see. I think we'll burn them again, just for the stability boost. That's like really good. If we can get that up to 100, that'd be really good. Or close to that. Saint proclaimed. Pope Urbanus V Marinus has just announced that one of our ruler's most esteemed and revered ancestors, Duke Othan II de Bourgogne, was a holy saint. That's good. That's what we call a win-win situation. Alright, so we're actually losing a bit of stability, which means we need to spend a bit more on stability, possibly. We don't have much to spare though, so oh, I can actually tax the nobility a bit more. That's good. Now we could, of course, mint. Sometimes that will get you a lot of money, but it'll take you a while to pay that back, of course. Still can't tax the clergy though. I've noticed this a lot of times in early game, and I usually think it might be like a stage right or something. I go one of these, but I'm not seeing anything here that would block me from taxing them. So I don't know exactly what's going on with that. Do we like need a specific estate debuff on the clergy? Like this, maybe? So I can tax them? Let's see. Let's have a look at these things, shall we? When implement game. Papal opinion. I'm not sure I'm too bothered with the papal states. I mean, we're part of HRE, right? Should we try to chase after the clergy position as well? Like becoming bishops and that sort of thing. Our servitude to the highest authority of the Catholic faith can never be mere promise. By committing to support the Pope, we are sure to win his favor. What's a good free-to-play game? You're kind of homeless right now from games. Guild Wars 2. 3 is on the way though, but that's gonna take a while, isn't it? At least a year, isn't it? But that's the first thing I can think of. Guild Wars 2. And let's see. I mean, if you're into RPGs, right? Something like kind of to spend a bit of time on. I don't like free-to-play games which, which like pay-to-win games, right? Because a lot of like the Asian cut and grind games are like that. But I think you might want to check out what's his face? Shoot, I should remember this. I was streaming it like a couple of weeks ago. What's that game? Action RPG game. Huge. Number 2 just came out. Not Pillars of Eternity. Goodness me. Anyways, action RPG, right? It's like $30, but I would say it's a free-to-play game after that, because there's a multiplayer one, because that's kind of what you're looking for, right? Something multiplayer. Let me just check my Steam library. I should know what it is. Scroll. Thank you. Path of Exile 2. That's the one. Yeah, I just totally blanked on it for some reason. Maybe it's because in the middle of the night. It's gonna be my excuse anyways. Yeah, so I'm not seeing anything here that's going to benefit me. All these things are in benefit to the clergy, and none of them allow me to actually tax them. I mean, it's not a research thing, is it, to tax the clergy? I don't seem to recall anything like that. Yeah, but Path of Exile, like both one, the first one I played quite a bit. So I had like a sorcerer, and I played her to, I think, Act 4 or 5. I was like 1 or 2 acts away from finishing it, right? And by finishing, I mean I'm running through the story. I'm not really that big on the end game grind, but if you enjoy that sort of thing as well, I mean, you'll have so much playtime out of it. Number 2, I picked that up on Steam, and they had a bit of discounts. I think I paid like $30 for it, something around that region, right? So that was actually quite good. And it's a great game, you know, if you're into our action RPGs. Okay, so we were waiting for, was it 75? I think it was. Let's get back to our country. And I think it was rule we were looking at. Yeah, 75. There we go. Yeah, I know the feeling. You know, you want to play something, you want to be excited about some game, but you're not quite feeling it. You're not finding anything that you're really into right now. I mean, do you have any idea of roughly what sort of thing you're looking for? Maybe you can try to, tighten up the net a little bit. The levy. What's this? In time, many of the everyday occurrences in the life of Duke Johann von Wittelsbach and his predecessors have become a subject of ceremony. Being able to attend the bedroom of the Duke as he dresses, for instance, is considered by many to be the best way to gain his ear. An elaborate court life will certainly limit the power of the nobility to plot against us in the countryside properties. But it could also prove to be quite expensive. Entirely denying them the right to be part of the daily life of our Duke, on the other hand, would limit their influence, but the nobility would likely resent it. Ah, okay. So basically, are we allowing them to be part of the court and the intimate life of the Duke or not? So this would drop them by 20%. We can still afford it though, we should be fine. What's this though? Yeah, this increases our, well, culture influence goes up, but the court spending goes up as well. Allows local noble delegation. Okay, I think we have no need for such things. We'll give them a bit of drop. Yeah, he might just be lurking. I lurk a lot on streams. I often like keeping the stream background when I'm working or doing stuff, you know. Unprofitable buildings was only 0.03, so I don't mind that too much. How are we doing with the population? Well, I hope it doesn't feel like that. It wasn't meant like that. I mean, you know, you can see why, you know, it would be problematic if somebody's trying to make you say things that will get you deplatformed, right? Or anything like into that gray area. There's really no need to go there, right? So I'm all for joking around, but you know, there's still like a lot of effort and work that goes into these things, like streaming and building up like even a tiny channel like this. So yeah, I'd rather people not try to you know, damage that, right? That's it, right? Yeah, so we're trying to avoid that. Like that word, for example, I'd never seen it before. Like, I don't know if it's like a US term or something, but something I'm just entirely unfamiliar with. I just kind of laughed because I thought maybe it was like a word that made me say it in a certain way, that it sounded like other words. And, you know, it's like prank phone calls, you know. When people are calling in to a pizza place and make them shout out a name that's, you know, sounds like something else, right? Yeah. But like I said, like I'm usually so busy that I don't really have time to follow everything in pop culture. So a few things will slip me by. I think we just max the speed on this one. We're kind of trying to make things happen in this country now, I think. So we get rule, so that's coming up. So all of the things are slowly increasing the income. And the thing is, like, we don't get all of the income, only a part of it. And that's why it's so important to have, like, a high crown power. Because that determines basically, like, how large a part of whatever income in the country we actually get. Black Death is spreading. Imagine he was an undercover Twitch agent. Yeah, I think it's rather unlikely. But yeah, imagine, right? Who knows? Opinion. Hey, let's see. So we got the bubonic plague now. Good times were had by all. As long as it's not in the capital, it's not as bad. Though I think we have quite a few people in Bergenhausen as well. Or Burghausen. 21,000 people. Yeah, I know some people have like that as part of the rules. Not to say anything, you know, that breaks RTS. Oh, sorry, breaks the kind of rules on Twitch. But I just, you know, I figured it wouldn't be needed. People would have no sense not to do so. I see. Hunt for our cause. Do you play real-time strategy games? Yes, as well. Yeah. But I think like lately I've just been playing HRE 4 and EU5 a bit. But there's just so many good games out there, right? I did try another one. I mean, that's not RTS, right? But I tried Olden Era for a little bit. And I don't know if you've tried that one yourself. It's a strategy game, pretty big. Maybe a Warcraft 3 stream. Does anybody watch that? I'd love to play some like oldish games as well. My Steam library is ridiculously big at this point, and I think I finished like 3 games. It's quite terrible. So I'm actually been wanting to play some of the games from there as well. Let's see. Yeah, Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era. I don't know if you've tried that one. It's such a big, that's a huge following, like, excuse me, like, especially like the Heroes of Might and Magic 3. That's a pretty old game, but there's a lot of people playing it still, apparently. So I bought the latest one, the Olden Era, and I don't know, I probably hot take, but I couldn't find the fun in it. I probably have to return to it and try to play a bit more, maybe if I get better at it. But it just seems so much like a rinse and repeat in that one. You're just doing the same thing. You're just gathering resources, building the army, doing a little bit of research, and a few buildings, and then you go and fight. It felt a bit shallow after I've been playing like EU5 and Hearts of Iron, right? It's like a bit hard. I mean, it's hard to compete for complexity, I suppose. Okay, so let's see what this one says. In Hunt for a Cause, the anger and fear in the population has reached a point at which it can no longer be contained in wood. It must be projected outwards onto others. Someone needs to become the cause for the plague, and that someone must pay. Be it the poor, the ugly, or any number of minorities. The masses demand that a group be hunted and prosecuted to bring the wrath of God down on us. We can either help organize this event and control it, or try to stop violence across caste only for it to be directed. Yeah, for it to be directed at us. I mean, do not blame the punishment. Yeah, we'll do this. Do not blame divine punishment on others. We're going full religious seal on this one. Yeah, but I mean, it would need to be something, Lasagna, it would need to be something people actually want to watch as well. So I think like Warcraft 3 might be a little bit too old, maybe. And I don't actually own the game either. Real-time strategy games. I was playing a Warhammer 40k RTS game for a little bit. That was kind of fun. Well, that was kind of niche, I suppose. I've seen some kind of modern military sims, RTS games. Which look kind of cool, But I think the games themselves were rather expensive, and the DLCs for like more units were really expensive as well. And I think I tried it on my computer at some point, and sad to say, it was struggling a little bit. So I don't know if I can play that. I don't know, do you have any other games in mind rather than Warcraft 3? Anything else that pops into the noggin? Okay, so we're actually good in all regions for food now, so that's promising. I wonder if I want to upgrade like the size of some of these towns. So it's province capital. Because we only have a few towns, right? So might as well make sure that they're fully developed. So that's a province capital as well. Okay, it doesn't look like we have any of these, towns or villages here. All province capitals. So that's all done for us. That's pretty good. Okay, don't mind it. All right, so what's this? Oh, wait. I should probably check this out. Because that's our air, isn't it? That's a good one as well. What happened? Wi-Fi is not Wi-Fi-ing. I was just saying, like with Warcraft 3, it might be a slightly old game. I don't know if anybody would watch me play it. And I don't actually own it either. So I was just wondering if you had any other games that you could think of. Because you were thinking about the RTS genre, right? Right, so the bubonic plague, this is not good. It appears that Otto von Wittelsbach, a child in the Duchy of Lower Bavaria. Oh, he has shed it. Okay, so he used to have the bubonic plague, but he got ill, but he's good now. Okay. This individual has contracted the Black Death. The terrible illness ravages their body. Black swellings, raging fever, and a creeping death. This seems to be the wrong text. Because the bubonic plague... It's not the Black Death, right? Because that's just called the Black Death. Maybe it's called bubonic plague as well. Okay, yeah, it is actually, yeah, by the looks of it. Ah, interesting. Okay, but he shook it off, he's fine. Yeah, he was shooed and, is our best child. He has to survive. Okay, so here we go. Scapegoats. The people are growing unwieldy. The trauma from losing so many loved ones, the fear of knowing they may be next, and anger at the lack of cause and remedies are pushing them over the edge, even as far as shoving the blame on the shoulders of the upper Palatine subjects. There's no other way to put it. The duchy is a powder keg, ready for the smallest of sparks to set it off. It is hard to say if we have the strength to survive such eventuality, but we could consider taking preemptive measures by redirecting the fear and anger against an oppressed minority in a place such as Regan. That's an interesting resolution. Redirect their anger at a smaller area. Wait. Okay, we cannot use my subjects. So we will lose stability by 10. That's a lot. A bit of pop satisfaction. While the pops that followed the... Okay, they lose a bit of culture. But humanism, right? But then we have this one, right? Spread rumors and accusations against the minorities. Stab goes up. Okay, our pop that followed the Bavarian culture gain plus 10% pop satisfaction, while our pops that follow the Upper Bavarian culture lose 50% satisfaction. But we are Lower Bavaria, so that's gonna be okay. It's basically whomever follows the Empire or the Emperor would not like us too much. Oh, look at this. No. We have the buffoon. I told you I wanted to get rid of this guy. Incompetent heir. Our current heir, Joseph Clementine von Wittelsbach, has a remarkably low ability. Look at him. He's ridiculously useless. Look at this buffoon. This idiot. Oh no. We need a way to get rid of this guy. This is so bad. A total muppet, exactly right. This guy needs to, can we send him somewhere where we had a plague? We send him on a pilgrimage to somewhere with a black plague. But just the thing, there aren't any options, in education, marriage. Now this might be option. We join an order of chivalry of a target country. Okay, so there's no order of chivalry available, but if that pops up, we'll send him right off. The other option I see is doing him an admiral or a general and just send him out to sea. And just, hope he passes, right? This is so bad. Oh, man. I mean, he's next in line, right? So what can you do, This is why you need Crusader Three Kings sort of things or kind of actions we can take. So we can actually try to get people like that out. I know if you have like a trait that's called cruel, I think it is. And that's even in this game. Then you can actually have people assassinated, I think. But that's only on this particular circumstances. Usual spies. Yeah, we don't really have a proper spy network. We have diplomats, right? Like in Crusader Kings, right? Then you have spies and actual coup attempts and that kind of stuff. I'd love to be able to get some of that in here. To be able to do something, because right now, it's kind of out of my hands, right? I can't really do anything. It's just there, and the only way I can think of is to try to get him killed by putting me in a precarious situation, right? Like during war or something like that. Speaking of, maybe we could try to do a bit of land grab on something at this point. I don't know. You fireman? Yeah. Well, I should know, right? But so far, I haven't found anything like that in this game. But I'm just saying, I would like them to add those sort of actions. Okay, it's not looking good for Upper Bavaria. For us to actually grab them or take over now. Look at that. EU4 better than EU5? In some aspects, yes. I think, for one, EU4 makes for a better streaming game than EU5 because it's not as large and it's more of a paint the map sort of thing, right? In a while, I don't know if I'm going to have it here, but let's check. Yeah, that's about it, right? Large countries, you'll have a lot of events that can happen, and they're a little bit like the mission trees in EU4. But I think the mission trees are actually better. They give you something to go for, and it can really guide you towards some actions. And I think it can be fun to implement that, right? And it can be fun to play through the same country and try different things like that. So this is more open-ended, but not necessarily better. Just a different feel. So that game, EU4, plays a lot faster as well. Another reason why it might be a better streaming game. But of course, like EU5 eventually will, I expect at least, take over EU4, right? Pax Historia is also kind of a storytelling paint the map game. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, that's one game I haven't picked up. I kind of decided the other day, I'm just going to buy DLCs for 2 of these games. And that's going to be this one and House of Iron 4. Because otherwise it's just way too expensive, right? I mean, with all the DLCs being pumped out by Paradox, you can't really be buying DLCs for all these games, right? Yeah, so I think most of my attention will be put into these 2 games. It's an AI kind of game, Pax Historia. Dire Death. Villagers from all around Burghausen have begun to organize efforts to plug the holes in the ground from which the plague miasma originates. Systematic sealing gaps, big and small, across the lands. The villagers are certain that this will remedy the issue, but experts in land hunt warn that this will only harm the soil quality of the region. Well, for 2 years, raw material output less than 25%. I'm actually good with centralization. We're such a small region, right? It's not like we're going to be... yeah, we're not going to be having a lot of vassals, I think. So centralization is the way to go, I think, for us. We're already at 60, right? Out of 100. They lose 50% pop satisfaction. That's massive. Yeah, I think I'll still go for this though. See, the soil must remain arable. I know it's like, as well, like particularly early on when the economy is kind of slow, the game really opens up once you start getting a bit more, you know, more income flowing through. And you can start doing a lot more things. This takes a little time to ramp up, I think. Yeah, so we got the peasant levies finally. So if we go into war, we'll have some good levies to fight with. I think like Upper Bavaria is slipping away by the year. You know, just by having a much stronger economy than us. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, we'll get a bit more wool. Like RGOs are probably the best investments, you know, as for overall income. They scale the best over the years, or any sort of investment, I think, in a country. So like with unlocking our techs, they become more effective, get more population to work on them, all sort of things, right? And it's like a steady income. Whereas a lot of the other things depend on various situations, right? So this can happen in between 1518 and 1547, a murder in the Abbey. As a historical event, 1% chance per month. Yeah, let's see if that pops up for us. But like for large countries, you can have a lot of these different events that can happen. A papal warning. News has arrived of an official decree by Pope Urbanus V Marinus, warning rulers and community leaders to avoid fueling hatred against minorities. The Black Death is without a doubt an act of God. Anyone who claims otherwise is committing blasphemy and could be excommunicated. Unfortunately, minorities make for great scapegoats and targets for anger when great tragedy strikes. Whether we choose to continue to benefit from this or heed the papal warning is up to us. So what do you think? Should we go for agreeing that it's an act of God, or the minorities must be controlling the Pope? That's pretty funny. Yeah, they've infiltrated the papal kind of gardens and they're whispering sweet, sweet nothings in his ear. Much like Snake Tongue in Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the clergy. There's no wonder they're so happy. Because they don't pay any tax. They just live off the land and people give them money. It's a good life. I'm gonna go with this deal though. Because I don't want to lose stability, basically. So it's an act of God. It must be treated as such. Right, getting some more settlers in here. Look at that nosedive though, since the Black Death appeared. The other population just crashed down from 366k to 280. That's rough. We miss the furry guy. Yeah, big sad. Yeah, he's a fun guy. He just needs to be a little bit careful about what he puts in chat, I suppose. But I'm sure he can do that. Can we just send him off to like a monastery or like a summer camp and never have him come back? Okay, so we're gonna need some rivals here. How about this one here? I didn't ban him at least, so I doubt it. Let me check something real quick. No, I think he should be fine. So he's like either lurking or he's just decided to take a little break. As you do. He's welcome back. I think I forgot to actually make him a rival. County of Flanders. Isn't that by the Netherlands or something? Yeah, all the way up here. What am I going to do with the rival all the way up there? How's that going to help me? He's a vassal of England as well. Does we need something that's like fly high for a guy? Off you go. Alright, so we need something that's actually within reach as well. Though we're kind of here, right? So we are a bit blocked in currently. So our best chance to gain land is to actually attack these maybe small regions. Even Palatine is a bit dangerous. But we are stronger than them. But I was kind of hoping I could take this region, right? We need to start kind of upping a little bit against Upper Bavaria if we're ever going to capture the rest of it and make like Greater Bavaria. And one of the options you have when you're playing Bavaria as well, you could actually form like Germany eventually, which means it is intended that you could potentially capture all this under one flag, right? But yeah, anyways, let's pick some. How about Moravia? Yeah, I think that could work. Okay, so we have Bohemia in an alliance. So Moravia probably won't do anything for now. So we need that, and yeah, I think we just need one rival at this point. We're that small. So next time we get like a diplomat, let's see if we can't stop building up for Casus Belli against one of these here. Let's get some warring on, shall we? It would be nice to actually find something. I think we're built up for long enough now, and we've survived in at least the first passage of the bubonic plague. Though it's still kind of ravaging the lands. Is there going to be an army left to raise at this point? That is so bad. 112,000 deaths. No, from a small nation like this with 366. I keep getting disconnected. Ah, that sucks, man. But you say you're on Wi-Fi? Any way to direct connect? Unless you're on a phone, of course. In which case, that's not really a thing, is it? Or iPad, maybe? Okay, well, let's try to do something with this guy. We have to be able to do something with him. Let's give him military education. At least he'll be... I mean, that's the thing, is like the best at, but he's still really bad, right? iPad kid. Ah, okay, I get you. Yeah, I got like a cable connection here. No way I'll be streaming on like a Wi-Fi connection. That would be disaster asking to happen. Land theft. Many land donations are quite old and, while they are always documented, both landscapes and the names they're in may well have changed since the donation was originally given. Recently, the clergy has been accusing several members of the nobility of outright land theft in the form of encroaching on land donations to the clergy long ago. The nobility, on the other hand, argues that it is the clergy who has been trying to seize lands that they have no claims over. Whomever we decide to side with shall become a majority landholder in the area. Interesting. They're both so happy, though. Yeah, I think we'll just go on the middle ground here. We can favor neither party, and it really doesn't affect us at all. Let's slight drop in their support for us for the time being, but you know, that's fine. The main thing you're looking for, like, you want to keep it over 50% or like 50 or higher, because if you drop below 50, they stop sending levies to support you if you go to war, and you may stop being able to kind of tax them as much and stuff like that, right? Our current heir, Stefan Vitabas, is a mere child of one. Here's the... Is this the next king? But then... What happened to that kid that was stupid? Because he was upcoming. Maybe he died. Maybe I had my wish finally. I mean, this one is what? 19? Duke Johan? He's perfectly fine. It's actually quite capable at least diplomatic matters. So I'm just kind of wondering why I didn't get a notification. You know, should have had a notification if he passed or something like that. Well, okay. Interesting. I wonder what happened. Right, Parliament debates. Yeah, we'll do this one. Who are the mods here? It's just me. No mods. And no mods in the game either, if that's what you're asking about. As in, what are the mods? Alright, so let's... what you mean in the kingdom? Is keeping track of what's happening here? Did we just lose an heir? Nobody happened to mention it? Well, time to eat. I actually didn't go through. Oh yeah, it's perfect gun. Yeah. Well, have a good snack or lunch or whatever the case is for you. And I'll catch you later. Take care, Lasagna. Nice to have you on stream. So I'm thinking we should probably institute the feudal levies here. That'll give us cavalry power and such. I like that. Yeah, he must have gone somewhere. Just disappeared on me. Did this one die as an infant? Where is that 12-year-old child, and why is he not listed? Let's have a look at the dynasty, shall we? Maybe we'll find him there somewhere. Here he is. Okay. Joseph Clementia. 11 is still alive, but he's not an heir for some reason. Ah, okay, I see. All right, this is actually all right. Yeah, so they're all kind of sons of Duke Heinrich the 14th, but he became my government. Look at this. All right, so he becomes Duke, and he's now 20 years old. He's perfectly fine, except for the fact that he's a babbling buffoon. I'll take that, however, over what Joseph has to offer here, because he was next in line until he had his own children. So now the bloodline continues down this way rather than on to the sons, right? At least, as long as he lives long enough for him to become like an heir, that way at least is guaranteed, right? Yeah, and his other child, Heinrich, unfortunately passed away as an infant. But we should still be able to use also. We can, make him a general or even put him into government at some point. So next time we need to replace one of these clergy members, we might put him into one of these positions as long as he's old enough at that point. Okay. So far, so good. Okay, so we have one final diplomat, and let's see if we can't... well, let's have a look at this roading region, right? Maybe that's something that's worth creating a casus belli for. So if we have a look at them, we're a fair bit stronger. So they have alliance with Austria, Brandenburg, and Upper Bavaria. That's interesting. I see. Well, we have Bohemia behind us, but they may or may not be wanting to join if we go to war. How about them here? The Lane region. Let's see. Yeah, so often, it's like a shortcut, right? Just if you try to declare war, kind of get the screen up, it kind of gives you like a quick snapshot of what's actually going on, right? When you can see, how many troops they have and those sort of things, right? So that kind of helps. So there's a lot of kind of these nations are kind of tied together through diplomatic means. So you can't really easily engage in warfare against any of them by the looks of it. So let's look to these tiny little provinces. The Free City of Regensburg, even them. have a lot of allies. Okay, so this one might be a potential. It's just one region though. Is it really worth it? But I mean, it's two. I mean, it's here and then in the middle of Austria. Let's see what they have. What do they produce and that sort of thing. So they trade fur, which is going at 2 on base price on the market. 1.41 currently. Doesn't really look like the best place to capture. I mean, maybe you have to look further south, or like further away. At which point we're looking at vassals and those sort of things. So if we're looking south to like Croatia and such nations, right? But then the main problem for us is just getting there, right? Because we need to get to Hungary and Austria before we can even reach Croatia. And then say we capture it. It's so far away that we'll have no control, so we'll have to make them a vassal, and that can be okay. But then we're moving towards decentralized governance, whereas ideally I want to keep it centralized and expand outwards. I mean, maybe that's what we have to do, right? Just one tiny province at a time. Maybe we don't have other options than that. Hals, Austria, Javor. Okay. Well, I think we've been kind of playing for 3 hours now, so it's probably a good time to kind of catch up and take a bit of a break. And I'll give you some thought before the next EU5 stream, where we want to go with this, which regions to capture and that sort of stuff. Yeah, so that aside, thanks so much for checking out the stream. Hope you enjoyed it, and enjoy the rest of your day or evening, whatever the case may be. And I'll catch you on the next one. Until then, bye for now.